Hello everyone, welcome to CoinDesk Türkiye exclusive interview. Today we have the honor and privilege to host Sandy Peng, co-founder of Scroll. Sandy, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sandy, first of all, please tell us a little bit about Scroll. We know that you are focusing on the L2 ecosystem and you have a really solid vision about the credible neutrality. Can you just tell us a little bit more about this vision and Scroll as a whole?
Scroll was started about 3 years ago by a bunch of Ethereum enthusiasts and ZK researchers. Our team was spread around the world, and we all really came together with the common goal of building the most technically equivalent layer 2 for scaling Ethereum. At the time, Ethereum was facing a problem of scalability. Ethereum was decentralized, it was secure, and as part of the impossible scaling triangle, scalability was the missing piece. And that was kind of the responsibilities of L2s to scale Ethereum. And 3 years later, we're at a stage where we've launched our mainnet, which is EVM equivalent, and we've launched mainnet and reached we reached 1 million users faster than any L2 in history. And prior to mainnet, we ran 15 months of testnet with probably the most well-participated testnet in the history of the whole blockchain ecosystem as well. So we had 90 million transactions and settled almost like 2 million blocks on the Ethereum L1. And the reason we took so long to reach mainnet was because we wanted to make sure that the code base was very, very battle tested, because people are starting to trust the network with their assets. And that is super important. So that's Scroll in a nutshell. And we're very excited to build increasingly more and more secure and also faster and faster L2 as we're kind of taking the ecosystem to more places such as Turkey and a lot of kind of further field developing world.
Just to follow up the first question, why do you think the Ethereum scaling is important? Why are you focusing in that part?
I think during the last bull market, Ethereum transactions was often in the $10 range per transaction. And even right now, in a relative bear market, it is oftentimes like up to $1. And that's not accessible for a lot of people around the world. Ethereum has found its product market fit and found a very clear use case in payment, in DeFi, in NFTs, in games, and SocialFi within the kind of the Western developed world. And it is the mission of L2s, in our opinion, to kind of make Ethereum more accessible and be more inclusive, and also to be more inclusive in terms of including more use cases. So more frequent transaction use cases and more fun use cases, as well as more practical kind of payment type of use cases.
Okay. So we are recording this interview during the Devconnect event in Istanbul. So you are here in Istanbul for Devconnect. So just tell us a little bit more about what are you doing here during the Devconnect, and what are your expectations from the event?
Yeah, well, Devconnect is a once in 2 years event, in fact. It's one of the biggest occasions or festivals, so to speak, within the Ethereum universe, where all the Ethereum core developers, researchers, and all of the L2s and all of the other kind of research areas and companies working as a part, teams working as a part of the wider ecosystem really come together, mingle, share the latest research, and share their thinking about where the whole ecosystem is going. The Ethereum ecosystem arguably is the most decentralized ecosystem with a lot of different opinions and a lot of different research in different directions. So L2 and scaling is one direction. And within the scaling ecosystem, there's the ZK team and then the optimistic team. And within the ZK team, like the wider ZK universe are tackling a set of problems. So there's a bunch of ZK companies tackling privacy issues, which is super important. And then there's a bunch of teams such as Scroll working on scalability issues. And there are a lot of ZK dApps And there are a lot of kind of ongoing open questions and research problems about kind of multi-provers, about security, about proposer-builder separation, about MEV, and about account abstraction design, about UI UX design. All of these things are right at the frontier of kind of the human knowledge about how blockchain in an applied sense, in a social sense, can be accommodated together. And Devconnect is also an important social occasion.
Sure.
So we're just talking earlier, Devconnect is a group of 250 different side events.
Wow.
And so we organized the largest side event, L2 Day, with 2,000 people. But there were yoga events, there were multiple Turkish coffee events, and cultural-related Turkish lamp painting events, and obviously rave, like clubbing type of events. And last night there was a queue about an hour to get into a club where rave was held. And this just shows the dynamics of the Ethereum ecosystem. And I think whenever Devconnect goes to any city, it really breathes its life into the city itself. I think last week you probably struggled to find a lunch place without overhearing crypto talk around town.
Yeah, I have heard some rumors that the shops around the town recognize that crypto guys are here, so they are relatively increasing prices. So that's an interesting thing.
Yeah,
please.
So I think the classic thing to think about would be like, oh, how do we increase prices while a conference is in town? But the more long-term thing is like, how do we leverage a time when there are more crypto native people around town? And there should be more things related to kind of scavenger hunts, like POAPs, like where people could scan different things and find different shops participating in games, so that as to encourage more people to visit different kind of stores and buy local products. And there should be kind of more kind of like beauty events where, my nails is by this company called Disco, and you scan and you can prove that you've met someone in person. So imagine, a number of people around the city with, beauty parlors and connecting and then like having conversation, but it's around like niche side interest. And I think that is the more meaningful way to engage and get more out of the visitors who are very crypto native and very willing to experiment and experience the city in a kind of crypto-centric way.
Right, yes. The crypto mindset is crucial at that setting. You are totally right. And recently you appointed a country manager for Turkey. So this is a kind of a signal for your commitment to the market here. Generally speaking, what is the picture you see in Turkish market? What potential you see? What does Turkey mean for your strategy?
Before I answer that question, I need to go back to Scroll's mission.
Sure.
Who are we building this for? So we're building an L2, and part of the mission is to empower entrepreneurs everywhere. I think blockchain is a very particular kind of industry where opportunities are very well spread around the world. Certain types of technical opportunities are very concentrated in a few very specific cities. But crypto is unique, where somebody working on blockchain problems in Turkey has just as much opportunity as someone living in London or Hong Kong or Silicon Valley. And the reason we care about Turkey is because there's a young population. It's very energetic, and there's a very highly educated community in math and sciences, in STEM education. And there are very well-organized blockchain clubs. So we tend to look at places where there's a young developer population and where there is already a kind of a forming of a crypto community amongst the, organically amongst the local university groups. So with those in mind, I think we were very lucky to find Dorok, who's the founder of ITU Blockchain Club, and he is a avid kind of crypto advocate within the local community. And most importantly, I think he feels very passionate about enabling other Turkish entrepreneurs to succeed in this space and also globally. So we're also looking for the kind of person who is supportive of others, who wants to celebrate other's success, and also to help other kind of entrepreneurs with Scroll resources and also the wider Ethereum universe resources to hopefully create a few superstar teams from Turkey.
Right. Last but not least, Sandy, I would like to take your opinions or your take about 2024, because we are feeling good times. At the down of the good times are coming, so that seems to be an exciting moment. But for the general crypto industry, what picture do you see for 2024? And in your vertical, what dynamics will be at play in 2024?
The wider crypto cycle is often in 4 years, and a kickstart with the Bitcoin cycle, which is due to happen next year. And there is another way of how we think about cycle is that has there been enough innovation and enough new types of product having been worked on to kind of extend the crypto universe to a wider audience. And that part, I think I think we've done a ton of work over the last 3 years to make sure that there is a working product and something people can interact with at very affordable prices and at the level of security that is that is incredibly robust and very decentralized, where there isn't a single point of failure. So I think in terms of where the Ethereum universe is definitely a lot more ready for mass adoption than we were 4 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, whatever the last cycle is, and we're hoping there's a lot more fun things to do on chain, and the types of interactions that are meaningful and helpful. And there's certainly a huge number of projects attempting at creating that sort of experience on chain. And I think if and when a bull market comes, that's going to kind of add fuel to the fire, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Sandy, thank you very much for being with us today and sharing your insights and perspectives. Really appreciate.
Thank you so much for having me.